Hey, good people, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully, you watched the first review for the night. I mean, the previous video. In that video, I mentioned that I'm gonna do a second episode where it's gonna be a review of a fragrance from House of Carolina Herrera. So I kind of changed my mind on that. I took a break, and I just came up with the idea that I want to do a second episode, a second take on a video that I did somewhere last year, and it was just after I got to Bangladesh. It was mostly cold weather, winter was there, so I was looking for the dark, mysterious top 10 or top 15 dark fragrances. So I collected some more dark fragrances, and I just thought, let's do something different than what others are doing at this point, because maybe to provide a little bit different, you know, entertainment, if I can call it so. All right, so I'll start very quickly. I'm not going to talk much detail on them. It's going to be 15 of my best dark fragrances is my recommendation for you people. Remember this, these are based on my preference, the ones I reach for the most, I love the most, and I used a lot of. Some of them are new, some of them are kind of old, but I have plenty more dark fragrances. I just chosen them. I just looked at my collection, then I thought, no, these are the 15 I want in my collection. I did some swapping, I took them, some of them out, put them into, special mention, then you'll see. And they, if I mean from 15 to 1, it doesn't mean necessarily it's gonna be like the sense strength wise. Some of them last really long time, but in terms of smell, I prefer these. All right, and these are actually ranking. Okay, so 15 all the way to 1. So I'll start with, of course, usually what I start with is my honorable mention. Number 1 is this fragrance. Many of you will be surprised that they didn't make it. Thierry Mugler Amen or Angelman. This fragrance, it's a very love it or hate it complex fragrance. It has that backbone which is used in many of the fragrances afterwards, that the flankers that they utilized the backbone of this Amen, patchouli, dark, tar, coffee, chocolate. But this fragrance, I cannot reach out almost every day. I cannot wear this fragrance like a regular daily basis, but I really love the complexity of it. So that's why it's number 1 as honorable mention. Number 2 honorable mention is a fragrance, a fresh fragrance, has given some darkness to. And this fragrance I have a lot of respect for. I think this is an awesome fragrance. It has a masculinity, it has a darkness to it, to that freshness. It's almost like you're at the seaside and some black stones and dark stones is like by the seaside. It gives that feel, all right, like a black rock with oceanic feel. That is Acqua Profumo. Try this out. It didn't make the list for a reason that you'll see. The 15 I chosen are really dark. Okay, so Acqua Profumo is my second honorable mention. Now let's get into the list. Remember, many fragrances wouldn't make the list because maybe they are replaced by some other fragrances. So I'm not going to take the time, but just, bear with me. So number 15, I'm going to start with the fragrance. It's a masterpiece of a fragrance. It's a flanker of an original, which is supposed to represent a pure high-class luxury soap, which is Prada Amber. And the fragrance I have here, it's Prada Amber Intense. I think it's very hard to find now. I think maybe they discontinued this. Luckily, I have a big bottle of it. The thing is, it has a freshness. At the same time, it starts developing to the dark side, okay? And it's supposed to represent a black soap. So the black soap, it's supposed, I never used it, obviously. If you see Coach Rob, he did an excellent review. My favorite review is Coach Rob's review. Number 15 is Prada Amber Intense. So very mysterious, and this it says Tom Ford Noir. And I definitely see the similarity between that and this. If you want to get a designer version, this is also niche quality. Prada Amber Intense. Number 15. Number 14, I'm going to go with a fragrance which is talked in Jeremy's channel quite a bit, and I personally sniffed it. I fell in love with the bottle, and I think this fragrance is a very unique fragrance. It doesn't have the best longevity, but it smells good. It has booze, leather, and darkness. This is Jack Sparrow in his list. It's called John Varvatos Dark Rebel. Check it out. I have review on all these fragrances. Just check out, put the name of the fragrance and put Joy Amin. You'll see my review on these. This I gave very high mark on this fragrance. Very unique fragrance, okay? Number 14, Dark Rebel by John Varvatos. Okay? Number 13. I'm gonna go with a fragrance which is not, it is the only bottle in this whole lineup out of 15 or 17 or so, which is not dark bottle. All of them has some black color to the bottle, okay, cap or the full bottle. This fragrance is the only fragrance that made the darkest fragrance, and this fragrance reminds me of funeral, something like death, something like a tragedy. It's heartbreak and it's scary. You know, it's almost like vampire-like, and it has a very gothic feel, like Steven said it rightly so. All right, and it's very daring fragrance. It's almost more daring than Fahrenheit, Amen, and I absolutely adore it. It's called the Rainy Day scent. It's called Narciso Rodriguez for him, the EDT version. So this is my number 13, Narciso Rodriguez. Watch out the review if you want. All right, 15, 14, 13, number 12. Number 12, I'm gonna go with a very easy and lovable fragrance. This, I gave it so much love when I bought it at first. I still love it to the day. It has so much sweetness. It has pepper. It has rum, leather, booze. So all that makes it a very, very lady pleaser kind of a scent, and I definitely recommend it. It has some performance issues, but I wear a little bit more, like go extra heavy on the spray. You'll get good performance at night time. That is Bvlgari Man In Black. This is EDP concentration. They say similar to Spice Bomb, but I prefer the smell of this over Spice Bomb. So number 12. Okay, so let me remove some of these. Okay, 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay, number 11. Here's a fragrance. I think it's a niche fragrance, and it's as good as Interlude Man by Amouage. This house is not very well known, but this fragrance, like these bottles are discontinued now. I think they are coming with new bottles. But if you see these kind of bottles, they have Oud at Rose. They have one more, and this one, ST Dupont, is called Oud Et Santal. This has a very smoky, holy, and very mysterious ashy quality, which is gonna remind you of some temple, and at the same time it's very mysterious. So I love the smell of this fragrance, Oud Et Santal. I reviewed it. Check it out. I'm gonna have to stop saying that I reviewed it. It's pretty clear I reviewed everything. Okay, so now I think 5 is gone. Number 10. There's a fragrance. It didn't get so much popularity or like, let's say, praise. I guess many people didn't get to try this fragrance. Very hard to find. If you see it somewhere, it's very woody, and it's supposed to be very close to Gucci Puro 1. But this is the modern interpretation. It has good performance, very, very great smell, and this fragrance is from House of Bentley. This for Bentley, for men, absolute. It's also EDP concentration, and man, this smells good. Okay, there's another version that has a golden top, but I love this bottle more. It looks like a black mamba. Its whole thing is black. This is one of my better, darker fragrance. I'm very proud to have this, and this is very comforting as well. You know, cold weather. It has almost like a pencil shaving sort of feel, but at the same time has darkness to it. Awesome fragrance. Number 10. Number 9, I'm gonna go with a fragrance I used a lot of it. This is my favorite from the line, from the house of Davidoff, and this is from the blend line. It's Davidoff Agar blend. Okay, there's also amber blend and leather blend. I love them all as well, but this is I think is the best from this line. Very dark but very sweet. It has oud in it, and it's lovely. The agar note in this is lovely. It has a lot of fruitiness as well. It's very fruity, and it's very likable. It can be worn by both men and women. Okay, number 8, I believe. Yeah, is a fragrance. It was not a very easy falling in love at the first sight, but it grew on me, and I think this is a very high-class, mysterious juice. It has a clean vibe. At the same time, it has a darkness to it. It has iris. It has freshness. At the same time, it gives that. I think it has a leather note attached to it, which makes it very interesting. Prada L'Homme Intense. Check it out. This is one of my best buys the last year. Okay, yeah, this stuff just smells darn good. All right. Okay, next, I'm gonna have to say next from now, so many numbers. Okay, next one is one of my university scents, and this is one of the bottle that my dad used, I used, and we bought a couple of bottles of, and it got reformulated a couple of times, but the smell is still pretty amazing. Armani's Code. This is one of the most sensual. It got the best fragrance, I think, for the year, for the 50 hours. If you never tried it, do not try the other flankers of this line. Just try this first. This is an amazing, sexy, and it's a very lovely scent. It has a mysterious vibe to it as well. It has leather, it has sweetness, it has a little bit tonka bean, it has powderiness, but it's just magical. This fragrance is a magical fragrance. Okay, it's a very mysterious still today. Armani's Code. Next, I think it's like 6 left. Okay, I'm gonna go with number 6. Number 6 is a Tom Ford fragrance. Okay, and it got beaten by the next 5, so you understand I treasure those fragrances more. Okay, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I'm pretty sure many people will be surprised why I didn't make it higher. You'll see. I'll tell you my reasons. This fragrance, it leaves a beautiful scent. It has a beautiful rose note. It has a kulfi note, and the darkness and the sweetness, Tom Ford makes it perfectly blend. You know, and it doesn't have the super potency like it will nose burning effect, but it has subtle yet very prominent sensation it leaves behind you. It's one of my favorite nighttime fragrances, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Okay, moving on to number five. Number five is a fragrance I got it recent months, and boy oh boy, this fragrance needs more love. And I believe Mark said once this is one of the most non-wearable fragrance, and it's like definitely love it or hate it, very daring. I would humbly disagree. This fragrance, if you are into fragrance game for at least a year and you know quality fragrance, you will know this is a niche level fragrance, and for the price that you get it, you must get it. Encre Noir by Lalique. I could have picked the extreme version, but I love this more. That presentation with that wooden cap and stuff. Oh, this one, it's unbeatable. Okay, it has engraving as well. But when you smell it, if you like woody, if you like a little bit dirty, earthy, vetiver or patchouli, I think there's patchouli in it, I'm not sure. There's a vetiver note in this. It makes me smile. I wear this, it's not super scary, it's not super strong or potent. I think you just need like 3 sprays. It will be great for formal occasion. If you're going with the interview with a white shirt and it's this fragrance on, people will take you very seriously. But it's definitely, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So it's not super daring, but it's not super safe. Try it. If you feel like it's your cup of tea, buy it, because this fragrance may get discontinued and it would be a shame. Okay, Encre Noir by Lalique, number 5. All right, let's try to finish within 15 minutes. Next is a fragrance that's gonna break a lot of your heart. Okay, and I'm just gonna be honest here. This fragrance I love to bits. Okay, and I got the last decent batch of the sort of vintage formulation 2014. It performs okay. The newer versions really piss poor longevity. You need to go like 8 sprays. But this fragrance I can go 4 sprays to 5. It will last me like 4 to 5 hours. La Nuit, The Night of the Man by Ysl. Why I put it here? Because I used a lot of it and I got always complimented by it. It's just my list, so I'm just gonna put it humbly. Maybe it's not as dark as this other fragrance. It has certain darkness, but it has a freshness to it. So the cardamom gives that darkness, and I love this fragrance. Every time I sniff it, no other fragrance come close to this. Okay, in terms of compliments, this is a compliment magnet. Get even a newer formulation, even if you have to go heavy, so what, you know, it's a great fragrance. You need to test it at least once. La Nuit, number 4. Number 3, this is from House of Dior, and I have chosen the big brother of the whole Dior Homme line, Dior Homme Parfum. The juice, the bottle, just by itself I would have bought it. I'm stupid, I know, I am like goldfish, I'm attracted to shiny objects, all right? But this fragrance is so opulent, so dark, that dark leather note. It has that little bit of iris, but it's so addictive. It's either you love it or hate it, but if you can take it, you will fall in love with this fragrance. This is that darkness. It's, you see the theme of the bottle. Okay, you understand. Juice color is so dark, but the fragrance, it lasts forever. One of the best things of this fragrance, and it's so high class. I'm just telling you, this Dior could have put it in their previous line. I could have charged at least $300-400, but they didn't, right? But I love this fragrance a lot. Okay, but I don't suggest you wear this in the summertime. As a matter of fact, don't wear any of this fragrance in summertime. These are mostly winter time. Number 2 is a fragrance is got beaten by the number 1, and you'll see why. I love this fragrance, guys. This is a women's fragrance, so is the number 1 as well. If you never tried it, if you like sweet fragrances, if you like a little bit mysterious and sweet, very sweet, it's sweet and it has some coffee note to it, I just love this fragrance. Black Opium by Ysl, my number 2. And number 1, last but not least, I have shown it too many times, I'm pretty sure you're getting tired of it. It's in my collection, of course. I'll get a backup bottle if I have to. Black Orchid by Tom Ford. If you haven't smelled Tom Ford Black Orchid, you are missing out on a big fragrance. That's all I have to say. This is a must try. It will dazzle you, it will move you, it will just take you, and then, you know, it will do crazy things with you. But in the cold weather, just one spray at the back of your neck, you will be the most mysterious person, be it's a woman or a man. All right, Black Orchid is my number 1 for the dark fragrances. Do let me know how you like this episode. I apologize, it ran a little long, but usually I like to give a little bit of description on each fragrances. What is your favorite dark fragrances? All right, what are your fragrances? Do let me know in the comment section. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh.